Shalom, my name is Tom Howling, and today our Hebrew class for this week will be from Yehochanan, or in modern Hebrew, Yochanan, and in English it is John, and we are dealing with chapter 8, verses 37 to 40. So let us begin. And of course, begin first, I always like to show our vowel markings chart so that anyone who's relatively new to the vowel marks can understand them a bit better. And of course, I've also given you the resources that we tend to use, and we tend to use it to practice as well, and we would encourage you to use those, and they're very helpful in practicing. So we begin now. So, of course, we're in verse 37. It's represented with Lamed, having a value of 30, and a Zion, the seventh letter of the alphabet. Therefore, it's having a value of 7. And then we go through the letters. Yod, Dalet, Ayin, Tav, Yod. Kaf, Yod, Zayin, Resh, Ayin. Aleph, Vayet, because there's no dot. Resh, Hey, Mem, Sofit, meaning mem at the end of a word. Aleph, Tav, Mem, Sofit. Aleph, Vayet, Lamed. Aleph, Tav, Mem, Sofit. Mem, Vayet, Kuf, Shin, Yod, Mem, Sofit. And we'll notice that the I in here and here are in white, meaning that we don't actually pronounce the letter. So let us begin. Yadati, I know. Ki, that. Zerah, the seed, and I've added of Raham, Abraham, Atem, you, or you are. Aval, but. Atem, you, and I've added are. Mevak, shim, seeking. And that's because we see the mem, often it's a participle form. And of course, we realize that Yeshua's continuing conversation with the religious leaders who are actually opposed to him. So now we read the translation. I know that you are the offspring of Abraham, but you are seeking. And I've given you Zerah as a masculine noun. It means seed. It can even mean semen, offspring, or descendants. And of course, the root of that is Zarah, which is a kol verb, to sow, to spread, to disseminate. And that's where it comes from. And of course, we've also got Bikesh, which is the root of the last word. It's a PL verb. It means to seek, to request, to demand. So about seeking. So now we can read that without any aids. Yadati, ki, zerah, Avraham, atem, aval, atem, mevakshim. And the translation. I know that the seed of Abraham you are, but you are seeking. And then we get part B of 37. We have a Lamed. Hey, Mem, Yod, Tav, Nun, Yod. Kaf, Yod, Dalet, Vayet, Resh, Yod. Lamed, Aleph, Yod, Kaf, Nun, Sofit. That's Nun at the end of a word. Bayet, Tav, Vav, Kaf, Kaf, Mem, Sofit. And we read it. La ha mi te ni. To cause my death. How do we get that? The ni at the end can also be my or me. And the hey in there is like a Hiphil, so to cause something. To cause, and then mit, which has its root in mut or mavet, meaning death. To cause my death. Ki, for. Devari, and the ending here with the chirik and the yod, meaning my. Another way of saying my word being devar. Lo, not ye con, not shall be established. The yod there is like an imperfect form. That's where we get shall. And then if we look down here, we got konen, which is a PL verb to establish, to build or to be founded. So not shall be established, be to kakem, in your insides or midst. If we look down here, tok is your root, masculine noun meaning inside, within, or midst. But the same sort of letters, tavek, as a masculine noun means center or middle. So we can see how it relates. And I've given you also hemit, which was the verb to kill, but literally it means to put to death. Because the word for kill is not mit. It's more, harag is actually the word to kill. So therefore it's more correctly to put to death or to cause death. So the translation, you were seeking to put me to death because my word shall not be established within you. And so now we can read that again. La ha mi te ni ki devari lo yikon beto ka kem. To cause my death, for my word not shall be established in your insides. And so now we turn to verse 38. And it's represented with Lamed, 30 again, and Chet, 8. And then the letters are Aleph, Nun, Yod, Mem, Dalet, Bayet, because of the dot, Resh, Aleph, Tav, Aleph, Shin, Resh, Resh, Aleph, Yod, Tav, Yod, Aleph, Zade, Lamed, Aleph, Vayet, Yod, Vav, Aleph, Tav, Mem, Safit, Ayin, Sin, because the dot's on that side, Yod, Mem, Safit. And now let us read that. Ani, which means I am, medaber, speaking. Reason I use speaking is because the mem is like participle. So we can say I am speaking et grammar marker a share what ra'iti, I have seen. It's a perfect form and the pronouns on the end. I, T means I. Excel beside, if we look down here, excel is a prep, means by, with, beside, next to, or near. So beside, avi, meaning my father. Again, the chirik and the yod can be used as my father. Ve'atem, and you, and I've added are, osim, doing. Because again, it's like in a participle form. And its root is asa. As a col verb, it means to do, to make, to create. So I speak of what I have seen with my father, and you do. And so now we can read that. Ani medaber et asher ra'iti etzel avi ve'atem osim. I am speaking what I have seen beside my father, and you are doing. And now we turn to 38b, and we have an Aleph, Tav, Aleph, Shin, Resh, Resh, Aleph, Yod, Tav, Mem, Safit, Aleph, Zade, Lamed, Aleph, Vayet, Yod, Kaf, Mem, Safit. 8, meaning question mark, meaning grammar marker. Asher, what? Re'item, you have seen, or you see. That's probably even more accurate, you see, because it's not, it's the root of it is to see. You see. Excel, beside. Avi kem, your father. And you do what you have seen with your father. And so now we can read that. 8 Asher Re'item Etzel Avikem. Grammar marker. What you see or have seen beside your father. And then we have 39a, represented with Lamed, 30, and a tet, the 9th letter of the alphabet. So we get 39. Then we go through the letters. Vav, Yod, Ayin, Nun, Vav. Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh, Vav. Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Vav. Aleph, Vayet, Yod, Nun, Vav. Hey, Vav. Aleph, Vayet, Resh, Hey, Mem, Savit. Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh. Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Hey, Mem, Savit. And we read, Vaya'anu, and they answered. So the root, of course, is ana, which is a kal verb to answer, to reply, or to react. But interesting, ina is a PL verb to torture or to afflict. Just so we understand, the changes in vowels give us often different meanings. And of course, the hey is dropped off. And the pronoun is on the end. And with, of course, I've given you a grammar note. As with the first word, the yod is an imperfect or future tense, but with the addition of the vav, a reversal of the tense to make it perfect occurs. And that's why we have, and they answered, like a completed action. Vayom ru, and they said, Elev, unto him, or to him, Avinu, our father, who he is, Avraham, Abraham, Vayomer, and he said, Alehem, unto them. Hem in this case is them. So they answered and said to him, our father is Abraham. He said to them. And so now we can read that. Vaya'anu vayomru elaiv Avinu hu Avraham vayomer alehem. And they answered and they said to him, our father, he is Abraham. And he said unto them. Remembering that when we don't have a pronoun, that's when we can add he. And so we turn to part B of 39. We have a yod, hey, vav, shin, ayin, lamed, vav, hey, yod, tav, mem, safit, bayet, nun, yod, aleph, vayet, resh, hey, mem, safit, kaf, mem, ayin, sin, Yod, Aleph, Vayet, Resh, Hey, Mem, Savit, Ayin, Sin, Yod, Tav, Mem, Savit. And let us read. Yahushua, or Yahusha, Lu, if only. So if we looked at it, Lu can mean if or if only. So I'm using if only, He ye tem. You were or you are, because its root, of course, is haya, kal verb to be, to happen, to become. So you could say you are or you were. Bene, meaning sons of, it's a construct form with the zera and the yod. Avraham, or Abraham, ke ma'aseh, it means the kaf meaning like, and then ma'aseh meaning the acts or the deeds of. Down here I've given you ma'aseh. As a masculine noun, it means deed, action, event or incident. Like the acts of Avraham, Abraham, asitem. Of course, the root of that is asa, to do, right? So therefore, translated, you would do. Again, it's not a perfect form, so you would do is the best translation. So he said to them, if you are sons of Abraham, you would have done the deeds of Abraham. And I've also given you here lo, reason being not to get confused with Lu. So lo is a pronoun. It means to him or to it. It's a third person singular masculine pronoun. And so now we can read that. Yahushua lu heyitem b'nei Avraham kema'aseh Avraham asitem. Yahusha or Yahushua, or you could say Yeshua. If only you were, or you are, sons of Abraham, like the acts of Abraham you would do. And then we come to 40, represented with a mem. And then we go through letters. Vav, ayin, tav, hey, aleph, tav, mem, safit, mem, vayet, kuf, shin, yod, mem, safit, lamed, hey, mem, yod, tav, nun, yod, aleph, nun, yod, hey, aleph, yod, shin, aleph, shin, resh, dalet, bayet, resh, tav, yod. And we read, ve'ata, and now, because of course ata means currently, now, atem, you, and I've added are to make it flow, mevakshim, seeking, as we had before, la ha mi te ni, to cause my death. Because it's the hey tells us it's like a hifil form. Ani, I am ha-ish, the man, asher, that, di-bar-ti, I speak. Because we have diber as the root. It's a PL verb to speak, to talk. And I've given you some notes here. Grammar note. Hebrew verb tenses appear in two forms. One, the perfect form, which indicate a completed action or completed actions. And two, imperfect form, which conveys an ongoing or an incomplete actions. So therefore, we don't have like in English where you might have present and past and future. It's more like two forms. So the imperfect form is an ongoing or an action that's not complete yet. So therefore it also includes future. And the translation here is, but now you are seeking to put me to death. I'm a man who has spoken. And so we can read it. Ve'ata atem mevakshim laha miteni ani ha'ish asher dibarti. And now you are seeking to cause my death. I am the man that I speak. And we have 40b. We have an aleph, lamed, yod, kaf, mem, safit, hey, aleph, mem, tav, aleph, shin, resh, shin, mem, ayin, tav, yod, mem, ayin, mem, safit, hey, aleph, lamed, hey, yod, mem, safit, aleph, veit, resh, hey, mem, safit. And we read, Aleichem, unto you. So this is unto, it's like a contract form, and kem means you. It's a plural you. Ha-emet, meaning the truth. Asher, which. Shamati, I heard. Me'im, from with. often just translated from, but it's literally from with, ha Elohim, the Elohim. Avraham, it's like there's a comma there. Abraham, so we look at the translation, who has spoken the truth to you, which I heard from the Elohim. Abraham, that's the beginning of the next part. It could be a comma or a full stop. And I've also given you im as a prep, meaning with, together, by. And so now we can read that. Alekem ha emet asher shamati me'im ha Elohim Avraham. Unto you the truth, which I heard from with the Elohim. Abraham. And so we come to part C of that. We have Lamed, Aleph, Ayin, Sin, Hey, Kaf, Zion, Aleph, Tav. And it is lo, not, sa. He did. Remembering that there's no pronoun, so we can normally insert he. He did. And of course, we're talking about Abraham from the previous slide. Not he did, kazot, like this. Again, the kaf is like, and zot means this. Abraham did not do like this. And so we read it again. Lo, asa, kazot. Not he did like this. And now that we've completed that, we now want to do our revision to just see how much of that we have sort of kept and we understand. So we begin by looking at the verse. It's a lamed, has a value of 30, and a zion, the seventh letter. So we're in 37. And we read, Yadati, I know, ki that, zera, seed of, or the seed of, Avraham, Abraham, atem, you. And that's a plural you. Aval bat, atem, you, mevak shim, and we could say are seeking. I know that the seed of Abraham you are, but you are seeking. La ha mi te ni, to cause my death. Ki, for, devari, my word, lo not, ye con, it shall be established. Be to ka kem, in your midst, or within you. To cause my death, for my word not shall be established in your insides. Then we have lamed, value of 30, chet, value of 8. Ani, I am medaber, speaking. Et grammar marker, asher what, ra'iti, I have seen. Et sel, beside, near, by. Avi, my father. Ve'atem, and you are osim, doing. I am speaking, grammar marker, what I have seen beside my father, and you are doing. And now we're in 38b, and 8 meaning grammar marker, asher, what, re'item, you see, et sel, beside, avikem, your father. Grammar marker, what you, they often translate have seen, but it's literally not the same form as the previous one. So you could say you see beside your father. And then we look at this. Lamed 30, Tet 9. Vaya anu, And they answered, Vayomru, and they said, Eliv, unto him, or to him, Avinu, our father, who he is, Avraham, Abraham. Vayomer, and he said, Alehem, unto them. And they answered, and they said to him, Our father, he is Abraham. And he said unto them, Yahushua, that's who's speaking, Lu, if only, he yitem, you are, often translate you were. It doesn't seem to be a completed action, so it's you are. B'nai, the sons of Avraham, Abraham, ke ma'aseh, like the deeds of, or the acts of Avraham, Abraham, asitem, you would do. Yahushua, if only you were or you are sons of Abraham, like the acts of Abraham you would do. And then we come to 40. It's represented with a mem. Ve'ata. And now, atem, you, and you could say you are, me'vakshim, seeking, laha miteni, to cause my death. Ani, I am, ha'ish, the man, ashir, that, di bar ti, I speak. And now you are seeking to cause my death. I am the man that I speak. The reason I prefer I speak is because it's di bar. And therefore that's more accurate, whereas many will translate as I spoke. Alekem, unto you, ha'emet, the truth, ashir, that, shamarti, I heard, that's a perfect form, me'im, from with, ha'elohim, the Elohim, comma, Avraham, unto you the truth which I heard from with the Elohim. Abraham, lo not sa, he did, kazot, like this. Not he did like this. And then, of course, we come to our chart again, just to remind us that a kamatz has a longer A sound, patak a shorter, zere a longer E sound, segol a shorter E sound. Shavar breaks the word up into like the syllables. And then cholam is the O sound, shuruk, short oo, and kubutz, a bit longer oo. And then we have a combination of called a kataf, segol, where we have a shavar and a segol. Then we have chirik, the I sound, and then we have a kataf, patak, with the patak and the shavar. Then we have a kataf, kamatz, again, shavar and a kamatz. And finally, again, we want to stress the resources because they're so useful. And, of course, the chart of the values of the letters. So let's just go through a few random ones. Vav is 6, Chet is 8, Tet is 9, Zadeh is 90, Samek is 60, Kuf is 100, Ayin is 70, Shin is 300, and Mem, as we saw, was 40. And as you can see that in the ancient, or in the pictographic Hebrew, or the earlier Hebrew, Paleo-Hebrew, we have different symbols for the letters. So I've also included them. So I just want to wish you a Shavua Tov, a good week in our Master and Saviour Yeshua HaMashiach. And I hope to see you again. Amen.